This is Algebra 2, Lesson 5.4 on applications of exponential and power functions. So what we're going to have to use today is a little bit of what we did in the previous lesson, which is using reciprocal powers to solve for x. The first thing we want to do in these examples is get x as isolated as possible, and then we can deal with the power at the end. So for number one, the first thing we want to do is divide by 70. These will chunga chunga, and this becomes 1.42 is equal to x to the 10th power. The calculator unfortunately does not have a 10th root, but there's two ways that we can handle this. We can first go into the calculator and press the math key. There is the fifth option, which is an xth root. So we could use that key, but I find it a little bit easier just to use the reciprocal power. So the power of 10 is like 10 over 1. So to solve, what I would do is I would raise both sides to the 1/10th power. Then what happens is these powers result in 1, so we have x equals 1.04. Remember, if you're not sure how to type that into your calculator, what you're going to want to do is type 1.42 caret 1 divide 10 and hit enter. For this next example, again, we want to isolate x as much as possible and deal with the power last because we are using SADMEP to solve. So we want to do subtraction or addition first, get rid of this. So add 8 to both sides. Chunga chunga, we have 0.75 x to the 5th power equals 5 because negative 3 plus 8 is 5. Then we want to move on to multiplication and addition. We have multiplication happening right here, so we want to divide by 0.75. These drop off, and we end up with x to the 5th power equals 6.66. And then we want to take the 5th root, which means raise this to the 1/5th power. So in the calculator, you would type in 6.66 caret 1 divide 5, and that will equal 1.46. On the next page, for this example, 224 equals 200 times the quantity 1 plus x over 4, all to the power of 9. First thing we'll do is the multiplication on the outside because subtraction and addition is happening internally. We can't get into the parentheses yet, so we'll divide by 200. These chunga chunga, 224 divided by 200 is 1.12. Over here, we've still got 1 plus x over 4, all raised to the 9th. Now we need to access that interior of the parentheses, so we need the 9th root. What we're going to do is raise both sides to the 1/9 power. So these chunga chunga, and we're left with 1.012 equals 1 plus x over 4. Again, if you want to type that into a calculator, what you need to do is type 1.12 caret 1 divide 9. At this point, we can subtract 1 from both sides, and we get 0.012 equals x over 4. And we deal with our multiplication last, so we will take this times 4 on both sides. We get 0.05 equals x. Over here, similar idea. We're going to start by dividing by 4. And we get x to the 5/6 power plus 7 is equal to 39.75. Then we minus 7 on both sides. Chunga chunga. X to the 5/6 power equals 32.75. And we will raise it to the reciprocal power, 6 over 5. Type this into a calculator, you'll have 32.75 caret 6 divide 5. Hit enter, and you should get x equals 65.80.